flashy yet modest? Can you be unbalanced yet stable? And can you be fast and slow at the same time? Think about it. As I began to think about topics for my icebreaker speech, I thought, what would be interesting about I could present to this group again, right? So I thought about my life, and a pattern began to come together, and I realized my life was humorously a bit of a paradox. Let me tell you a couple examples of why that is. So, flashy yet modest. Well, I grew up in Los Angeles, California, to the father of an entertainer, or the son of an entertainer. He was in the radio and TV business. So I grew up in the backdrop of that iconic Hollywood sign, right? So I experienced and saw from behind the scenes all the great things you'd see from Hollywood. The flash, the glitz, the glamour. I've been to the mansions, I've been to the parties. I've seen everything in front of the camera and behind the camera. Pretty flashy, if you will, for a kid to grow up in. But I spent my entire adult life in modest Kansas City, a former cow town. No, we all love Kansas City, right? The barbecue, the Chiefs, the Royals, everything. But you'd have to admit that Kansas City and LA are kind of polar opposites, right? So let me give you another example of how my life is a yin yet a yang. So unbalanced, stable. My parents were married and divorced a combined 10 times. My father was divorced 7 times. Yes, you heard me correctly over here, 7 times. So you can imagine growing up with that kind of environment, a little unsettling, right? So as an adult, I can laugh about it now, right? There was a time once when I went to go visit my father when I was a teenager for the weekend, and he was married again. I didn't realize it. I didn't know. I said, "Dad, really?" He said, "Son, didn't want to bother you with another marriage, so don't worry about it." So very interesting growing up in that environment, very unsettling, if you will, right? But here I am today as an adult. I've been married to one woman, one time. We met in college, raised 4 kids together, and been together ever since. I didn't realize you could be with one person your entire life. I mean, the odds were against me, right? You'd have to think. But through it all, I mean, I've been great. I love living this life of stability as an adult, if you will. So here I am. Let me give you my last example. Fast, yet slow. So I like to go from point A to point B as quick as possible. So I run fast, like you're gifted that way. If you're in the car with me, you're going to get white knuckles because I drive fast. And I certainly, as you all know, I talk fast. It just comes out that way. So, but in other parts of my life can be very uniquely and painfully slow. So if I'm going to make an important decision, it's going to be like molasses coming out of a jar, if you will. Ask my wife, and home projects start forever to get started. And don't ask me to tell a joke because my punchline will come way too far at the end. So if I think of my life, it's really kind of a bit of a satirical dichotomy, if you will. I was born in the backdrop of flash, but I live in modesty. I'm both unbalanced but surprisingly stable. And I'm also a tortoise and a hare combined into one crazy being. My life is truly unique, or it's just like yours. Thank you.